Today, we're exploring the balanced realm of Libra and uncovering the top 5 types of people that Libras simply cannot stand. To begin with, Libra is the 7th sign of the Zodiac. They're ruled by Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and harmony. Consequently, Libras value fairness, diplomacy, and aesthetic perfection above all else. However, their quest for equilibrium also means that certain personality traits grate on their nerves. So, without further ado, let's dive into the countdown and discover which archetypes disturb the scale's sense of harmony. 5. Indecisive fence-sitters. First and foremost, Libras pride themselves on weighing every option carefully and making well-considered choices. However, individuals who linger in perpetual indecision push their patience to the brink. Moreover, when someone cannot commit to a plan, an opinion, or a relationship, Libra's drive for resolution feels thwarted. In addition, dragging out decisions creates imbalance in group dynamics and sows confusion where Libra seeks clarity. Consequently, the scales may either take control themselves or quietly withdraw to avoid endless ambivalence. Ultimately, show Libra your decisiveness and help restore equilibrium in order to remain in their good graces. 4. Rigid moralizers. On the one hand, Libras champion justice and fairness. On the other hand, they despise those who preach black and white morals without nuance. Furthermore, rigid moralizers deliver judgment rather than guidance, neglecting Libra's belief that every issue contains shades of gray. In addition, insisting on absolute right and wrong stifles Libra's diplomatic nature and undermines open discourse. Therefore, the scales push back, either by challenging the moralist stance or by stepping away to preserve a more balanced environment. In short, embrace nuance and avoid harsh moralizing to maintain harmony with a Libra. 3. Uncompromising extremists. Moreover, Libras thrive on cooperation and mutual concession. Nevertheless, uncompromising extremists, who refuse any middle ground, clash directly with the scale's ethos. On the contrary, Libra seeks the meeting point between two perspectives, believing that every conflict can yield a fair solution. However, extremists bulldoze dissenting views, leaving little room for negotiation or compromise. As a result, Libra becomes frustrated by the lack of give and take and may disengage entirely. Ultimately, demonstrate flexibility and respect opposing viewpoints if you hope to engage a Libra constructively. 2. Self-serving narcissists. In addition, Libras are natural collaborators who deeply appreciate considerate partnership. Conversely, self-serving narcissists, who prioritize their own needs at the expense of others, leave the scales feeling exploited. Furthermore, one-sided relationships violate Libra's core principle of reciprocity and mutual support. Moreover, narcissists' constant self-promotion and disregard for others' feelings clash with Libra's need for balanced exchange. Consequently, the scales guard their energy carefully, distancing themselves from any relationship that fails to honor equality. In essence, cultivate empathy and share the spotlight to sustain a Libra's loyalty. 1. Deceptive manipulators. Above all, Libras prize authenticity, transparency, and sincere intention. Hence, deceptive manipulators, who cloak their motives behind charm and flattery, represent the ultimate betrayal. Moreover, manipulation undermines Libra's trust in human connection, striking at the heart of their social grace. In addition, when deceit surfaces, Libra responds with profound disappointment and may sever ties without warning. Consequently, recovery from such a breach proves difficult, as the scales remember manipulative tactics long after the fact. Thus, honesty and straightforwardness are non-negotiable if you wish to remain in a Libra's inner circle.